Like, you're creating so much content, then you just keep it at one spot when you could, like, spread it out.
He's more popular, but I feel like Tristan would, like, know more what to do in a prime minister role than Andrew.
And it was they estimated a budget of $200 billion. And then the reason I knew about it is because Elon reposted it and said the Boeing company could do it for like a fraction of that. It's only the people, like little businesses and little people here or there who aren't getting many views and they don't have large social medias. Those are the ones using it. What we're going to talk about today is Andrew Tate running for UK Prime Minister. Why it's important to track numbers and stats in a business, and our new ad strategy and content strategy for 2025.
Yeah.
First thing is Andrew Tate running for UK Prime Minister.
The first thing I thought of is I hope we get The Rock as president one day, because then there'll be two buff guys we can have them fight. That's how we can settle wars.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah, no, but The Rock's going to lose.
I didn't say he'd win. I just said it would be cool to watch.
Well, that means Britain's going to defeat the United States.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, The Rock's...
When Andrew Tate runs for UK Prime Minister, which he is already, it's going to be better in a movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
The bruv party.
That's the thing. It would only look good in a movie. It wouldn't look good in real life, it seems like.
Well, it is in real life.
That's the sad
That's
part.
what's amazing
But
about
actually,
it.
so when I first saw the news, I thought he was just running for UK Prime Minister.
What's he running for?
He's not just doing that. He's creating a whole new party.
Yep.
It's called the Bruv Party.
Yeah.
Bruv.
Bro.
But it's BRUV.
Yeah, I know.
It's like someone running for president in the U.S., and they're not just running for president. They're creating a whole new party. So they're calling it the Bruv Party instead of the Republican Party or the Democrat Party.
Why? Why? Like, why would you do that?
I don't know. Here's what he said he was going to do. Let me find it on X real quick. Harrison, you actually just found out about Andrew Tate.
Yeah, no, I don't really know much.
Explain the video, your intro to him, the video that you saw.
That was funny.
Well, I think he's weird. I think he's like a geek because, like a hothead. Because everything I saw, just a little bit about him, like the first couple videos, he just, like, I don't know if he's like it would actually be good for the job or anything, but.
No, but explain the video you saw.
Well, it's like one of those videos that like you just have to see it for yourself. He'd be like, it would be funny. He would just be telling people like, you can start addressing me now as the prime minister because I'm already gonna be it no matter what. And it's funny. He's like, he told somebody the percent of me being prime minister from now or to 10 years is pretty close to 100%.
He's making his own predictions.
Yeah, I know. It's like.
Andrew Tate's hilarious.
Well, that's the thing. He would be really good on, like, a comedy show.
Yeah. He's one of those rich guys that don't care about talking about how rich he is. He actually likes it.
Well, that's the thing. That's not that bad. It's just...
No, it's cool.
No, I know. It is cool. But, I mean, like, just he doesn't seem like a... Like, he might be good for the job, but his personality doesn't fit the role that he's trying to get into.
Well, it'd actually be amazing for politics. You know why? Because it would be very entertaining. He would be in a room with all these stiff politicians,
Yeah,
and he would just be
good.
trash talking them the whole time. Everyone thought Trump was funny, seeing him do that.
Oh,
Andrew
no.
Tate would be the whole another level.
Yeah, at least he's not a stiff old guy.
He's almost 40.
Almost not.
Yeah.
No, but Harrison, you forgot to say the one thing that you saw in the video.
What was that?
He just came out of like the government building to like register the party or do something, sign papers or something.
Yeah.
And the reporters were following him. And then he got into his car and then he rolled the window down. And then he looked at the one reporter and goes, "You will refer to me as future UK Prime Minister."
I know, and then he just drove away then.
He also, I saw a video where he's walking out public and everyone started swarming him, and he goes, "Man, like, I must be really popular or something because I just walk out anywhere and cameras appear."
Yeah,
Yeah, and he goes, everybody not talk at once. Everybody be quiet. And then he addressed one person. He's like, okay, you may speak.
You may speak.
But he does have a lot of good points. One of his points that he's running on is he wants to restore Britain culture and keep Britain Britain. Because he doesn't want like people to immigrate into Britain and then change the culture.
Yeah.
Which, like, people do that. Like,
that'd be good.
He basically said in his tweet, because he did a whole big tweet about it, he said, if, like, you're from the Middle East and you immigrate to Britain, adopt Britain culture. Don't, like, try to bring your culture to Britain.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you're trying to bring your culture to Britain, why do you immigrate anyway?
I know. I also like how he's talking good about the U.S. He's like, Trump's in. Now the U.S. is starting to be like back to normal. They're like starting to take over things again. And he's like, that's what we need is a strong nation of the U.S. And he's like, that's what he wants for Britain. It's kind of cool that he's like not bashing the other side.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he knows U.S. is number one.
Cameron, he needs us.
Cameron,
he needs us
he knows
to stay alive.
He's just trying to get on our good side. He knows he can't survive without us.
Yeah.
You know?
And, because, like, people do that to the United States. They immigrate here, and then they try to bring their culture here and everything, when if you don't like America, don't come here.
I don't like that. Like, people make their own groups of their own culture, like, from other places, and you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's like, you be you, but you be you American version.
What's
US
the
version.
gangs that are in Aurora? Down south a few little ways. What's the gang?
Venezuelan? Venezuela?
So they're Venezuelan gangs. I forget the exact gang. But a guy at Cigar Group, his dad is head of... His dad? I think it is his dad. Is head of police.
Is his dad-in-law? Father-in-law?
They're not dad-in-law, father-in-law.
Yeah, father-in-law.
Yeah.
Is head of... What? We laughing at?
Dad-in-law.
Dad-in-law. His dad-in-law...
We just created a new word.
At what, Denver? Yeah, Denver.
Boulder.
No, Denver.
I mean, Aurora.
No, this is happening. The Venezuelan gangs are happening primarily in Aurora, but his father-in-law is head of police, chief of police in Denver.
Yeah.
And he said they're basically told to do nothing. Or not basically, he said they're told to do nothing. The only thing when they're allowed to do something is like if a big crime happens, then they can respond to it.
Do nothing to what?
Like try to get the gangs out of there. They're told to stand down.
Yeah.
Unless like a big crime happens, like they murder somebody.
Well, then what are they supposed to stand down to?
Well, they're taking over apartment complexes and everything.
And
like
imagine go in and shut it down.
What?
They're not allowed to go in and shut it down.
Why not?
They're told not to.
They're told to stand down.
Unless there's like a major crime.
That's not a major crime.
And then they're allowed to arrest the people that was a part of that.
Wait, do they tell them to stand down, then they send in different teams like SWAT or something?
No, they just don't do anything.
No, they haven't done anything.
They have been starting to do a little bit more. They're taking some of the apartment complexes back finally.
Well, wait, how do the people in the apartment complexes then not sue the city for not using the police force?
I don't know how that would work.
I don't know how that works.
Because if I was someone in that apartment complex and I heard that the cops aren't doing anything about it, I would be mad.
I'd start doing something about it. Wait,
Yeah,
I would use my legal citizen rights and start using a citizen arrest immediately. Going in and out doing CQB announcing a citizen's arrest, citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do a citizen's arrest, though. You're not allowed to, like...
Detain people? I think you can.
Well, there ain't no detaining the Venezuelan gangs, probably. They're shoot back.
No, it's self-defense.
Yeah, you just.
I wonder what that law is. If you try to detain someone with a citizen's arrest, because citizens' arrests are legal in Colorado, and then they fight back at you with lethal force, and then you have to defend yourself, because technically you instigated it through a citizen's arrest.
Yeah, the other person felt threatened because you're not law enforcement.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, if I'm out in the town, and then some dude comes running up to me with a gun saying citizen's arrest, like he's trying to do a citizen's arrest on me, I can just let him take it.
Well, if you didn't do anything, it's on him. But what if
Say I did something.
What if you like ran into him or ran someone over he knew or something, and then he did it, and then you fought back? I think that would be different.
I still wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you're like 2 charges.
Plot twist. So since if they do a citizen's arrest, your livelihood is in their hands. So if something happens to you and they take the brunt for it, so then try to get hurt.
You just like hate you.
You're like, hey, hurt me.
Yeah, you just hurt yourself. You're like, look what he did. That would be funny.
Yeah.
One thing Andrew Tate said when he was talking to the reporters, I think he thinks he's not going to win, which he ain't going to win, probably.
Who's going to beat him?
You know why?
Who's going to beat him?
Who?
Andrew Tate.
Yeah. Who's going to beat him?
Wait, I don't know, but because he says, I guarantee you, he goes, you will refer to me as UK Prime Minister at some point in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he said from now.
Wait, he wasn't saying for this run.
How long do the prime ministers stay into power?
Have you ever seen him do
Is it
his...
like...
I think it's for a long time.
Have you ever seen him do his speeches and Tristan Tate is just standing back behind him smiling and laughing like a proud dad?
Yeah, and then
it's hilarious.
Yeah, and then once he gets stumbled, he goes, what was that word? And he's like, then he gets it, he's like, this is what
Tristan is like his personal dictionary.
Yeah.
Andrew will forget a word and then he'll lean back and be like, what was that word again? Oh, yeah. And then he'll proceed.
That's why it doesn't seem like you would be a good fit. He'd be the prime minister. He's like, what should I do?
I'll do
this.
He'll be in the war room. And he'll need to address his commanders or his generals, I mean. And he'll not have a proper word, and he'll be like, Tristan, what was that word? Oh, yeah.
He'll be like,
yeah.
Let me quick make a phone call.
Yeah.
This says, Wikipedia says the longest serving prime minister was Walpole, who served over 20 years. So I guess you're in until you're elected out.
Or can you just keep being elected in?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Term length.
I don't think there's a term limit.
No, I meant like every few years are they reelected, but there's no cap on how many times.
So many years they probably have an election.
Oh,
yeah. If they get reelected, then they stay in. So there's like no limit. They can just stay in as long until they're voted out.
Yeah.
And then it says the shortest term was Liz Truss, who served 7 weeks.
Oh my! How did
way.
How did they even get in? If that's...
They spent more time getting in than they were actually in, most likely.
And then let's see how long their elections are.
Yeah. When is their election?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Well, they probably...
Okay, so how often is UK Prime Minister elected?
Probably, like, a few years. Just, like, a few years like our presidents are.
They're a little different.
Usually a prime minister is the leader of the party that won the most seats in a general election. If their party won a majority of seats, they can go straight to the monarch to have their appointment as prime minister confirmed. If they fell short, as David Cameron did in 2010, and Theresa May did in 2017, then their appointment depends on them being able to demonstrate they can command a majority in the Commons. Anyway, so that's why he's creating a party.
Oh.
Because you apparently just can't run for prime minister.
You have to run for, like, a party.
The prime minister is the leader of the party that won most seats in a general election.
Oh, so his party has to win more seats.
Oh, so wait, he
has
to set up a party, and then he has to find people to fill seats.
Oh, that way.
I think.
No.
I don't know. Their politics is weird.
Yeah. But how long does it, like, last?
And then they're just in...
Until how long?
For however long they maintain that, I guess.
Until somebody decides they want to vote him out.
Who is the current prime minister?
We have a problem.
What?
My leg fell asleep.
That's kind of your problem.
Yeah, I know.
Which leg is it?
Like, wake up.
UK.
Which leg is? Oh yeah, I was gonna say we'll just.
Keir Starmer.
You get weird how if you hit it, it like wakes up. It's actually like it for real, fellas.
Keir Starmer is the prime minister.
Who?
Keir Starmer.
I know that name. Oh, well, I should know that name.
How long do they stay in for power? Like,
We already answered that.
no, you didn't.
Yeah, you did.
They're in for as long as they maintain the
No,
power.
I mean, like, do they re-elect for like every 3 years or 2 years?
Oh, that I don't know.
Like, how long is the segments in between? Like, they can keep
I
getting.
tried looking that up, but I couldn't get an answer. So maybe it's just until someone tries to combat them. I don't know.
Oh man.
That would be weird.
Or until somebody steps down or something.
That would be weird. It's kind of like Russia then.
I see. Did
you know Russia has elections?
It seemed like it would have
They
been
don't
like.
seem like the type of
What?
country.
Did you
No
know
way.
Russia has elections? So like,
Oh
Putin-
yeah, I did know
whatever
that.
they call their leader, so Putin is like the president. You could say they have elections,
Yeah.
but somehow every election,
He wins.
the opponent. No, he don't just win. The opponent never like fully finishes their campaign or loses.
Oh,
But lots of times they never fully finish their campaign. They like drop out.
suddenly
Very mysterious.
they don't seem. Yeah, they don't seem like the type of country that would have elections.
Why does it seem like Tristan would have been a better fit for prime minister than Andrew?
Because he's not as much of a hothead.
What do you say?
So it seems like Tristan would have been a better fit than Andrew. Tristan Tate.
Tristan would have been.
He's more.
Tristan would have been a little bit more
Sophisticated.
elegant. Not elegant. Eloquent.
Eloquent.
Like better, like with his
Yeah.
speeches and stuff.
Well, I
And
feel like
also he dresses a bit better, but Andrew Tate's by far more popular than Tristan Tate.
he's more
Yeah.
popular, but I feel like Tristan would like know more what to do in a prime minister role than Andrew. Like, granted,
also-
they both made a lot of money. They
also-
both know how to manage money.
From
and that's
a
one key you
strategic
need, but-
perspective, they should have did Tristan
Why?
because all the legal allegations against Andrew Tate, it's against most of them, I think, are against Andrew Tate,
They are. I
not
believe.
Tristan. There's a few against him as well, I think, but not quite as many.
Yeah.
So from a strategic perspective, they should have did Tristan Tate, not Andrew.
Yeah.
And then Andrew Tate could have backed Tristan and threw his following towards Tristan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because people that's going to vote for Andrew Tate would have voted for Tristan.
Yeah. Either way, they're kind of like a buy one get two combo.
Oh man, they're like, I mean, if I follow, if I want, Tristan Tate, I get Andrew Tate too.
There's some thing, it's like the UK or England. I think it's the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know, I think it was their prime minister or it was someone high up in the government. They said they're going to prosecute Americans for what we say online. So in other words, they're going to try to extradite you, which means bring you to the UK to
That
then-
not happening.
I know. It's like the biggest joke in the world.
That's like
They're trying to
admitting that
impose.
you're gonna fail.
They're trying to impose. They don't have free speech over there, so like they take people to jail for things they say online.
Yeah.
If they deem it like hate speech or stuff. It's not even like you saying anything illegal.
If they get offended, you're arrested.
There's actually been like thousands of cases of just normal people getting put in jail because they said something
Yeah, I know. That's
online.
It's like
It
admitting
wasn't even
but by them saying that, it's like them admitting that they're gonna fail. Like them telling the world that we're gonna fail at this.
I know who's gonna listen to that.
And then they're trying to impose their laws on our
us.
soil.
How? Like that's not gonna happen.
Oh, that's so.
But how do they think they're gonna get us from over here?
You know
to
why I
over
think
there?
they got so confident in order to say that? Because the UK has had a lot of effects on Americans in terms of like tech companies.
Yeah.
So they'll like pass really strict regulations for like big tech companies. So like you can't sell an iPhone in the EU
Oh yeah.
if you don't, in the European Union, if you don't like do something to the phone, like some sort of privacy thing or something. And then Apple, it'll be just easier operationally to apply those same things everywhere. So then now we have the same regulated, or the result of the regulated decision.
Aren't they the reason that we have USB-C now instead of Lightning?
That's one of the reasons, yeah.
Oh, I know.
And it's one of the reasons why it's actually the prime.
Which I like USB-C now better than Lightning, but I don't like it better now because of the fact of how we got it.
It's also the primary reason that iMessage upgraded to.
That was
what's
stupid.
That name?
When you text an Android someone.
Yeah, it's like the protocol that messages are sent over. Apple was on an old. If you were texting an Android, it was just basic SMS.
Now it's RCS.
That's what it is, RCS.
Yeah.
They now have RCS support, and it is a much better thing. But the reason they made that decision to upgrade messages to RCS was because the EU basically mandated that they need to.
But what is it?
So RCS is basically before RCS with an iPhone, if you text somebody with an Android, it would just be a standard SMS. So you couldn't react to the messages. Images would be in low quality because you could hardly send anything over SMS.
Yeah.
RCS support means that if you react to your bubbles are still green, but if you react to someone's message and they're on an Android, it will show the reaction on their message. If they react to your message, it'll show the reaction on your message.
Yeah.
You can send larger files and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So, for example, when I text some people with Android and they do they do a thumbs up, but it's not an emoji, they react to the message.
Yeah.
I'll receive it.
Yeah.
But I guess not all Androids have RCS. Because still sometimes green bubbles, like someone will like the message and then it prints out the whole message and says so-and-so
like an old update or something or an old phone.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that happens.
That's happening less and less, though.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
But that was an example of a decision that happened because the EU forced them to do it.
Why don't we just...
I don't mind RCS. I actually like it, but I don't like it that they changed because the EU made them...
Sounds like good things are happening, but we hate them because of how they happened.
Plus, you got to let the free market make those decisions on their own.
You can't force them into things.
Because what happens is the more
changes.
regulations these countries do, it makes all these countries, like these companies, similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what made Apple different than Android or whatever. Because now they all use, USB-C.
Right. And a lot of people hated it, but it was still free for them to do it. It was like their competitive advantage.
Yeah.
They would lock people into iPhones using that strategy.
I don't go
now
to
you can
the
say whether
store
that's
to buy
good or
the
not
same
good,
product.
but still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like how they can just change that and then make all these big companies change
That's what I meant. I think they got a little confident.
Somebody needs to put them in their place.
Yeah.
Because at first when I read that, I thought it meant if you're in the EU and you do something online, then they'll prosecute you. No, they actually use the word extradite, which means they'll try to take you from your country to their country so they can prosecute you.
What are they going to do? Come and kidnap you?
I don't know, I guess.
You're just walking down the street and all this black hood over your face.
No, you probably will get something in the mail or something that says you are required in court in the UK, whatever.
Someone
or
has to be pretty stupid to follow those mandates.
And then someone's like, well, they asked, so I have to. But the thing is that did happen, then I wonder what happens if you just travel there.
They probably get instructions on places to go.
Like for a vacation?
Yeah, they'll know you came through the border.
Oh, you better not travel there.
I'm not going
I wouldn't.
over
Right
there.
when you get off the plane, boom, cops.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably have whole teams down there just waiting for people.
They have an entire law enforcement based at each airport.
I talked to somebody who went to the UK or EU.
We're probably going to all be sent
I always get
letters
this
after
mixed up.
this episode.
And they have a friend who lives there. And that person, who was it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's my fiance,
Yeah.
Rebecca. She has a friend in the UK.
Yeah.
Or the EU somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
She said that the friend said that nobody over there has guns.
Oh yeah, that was
none of the citizens.
Yeah, I know. I
and
knew that,
even a lot of the police don't even have guns. They carry around those little sticks.
No,
they don't trust their own law enforcement.
And then that's where Elon roasted the EU.
Yeah,
he retweeted the report that the EU said they're going to try to do this. It was for the UK or one of those, and he goes, "Your police have finger guns, and our citizens have real guns."
Yeah,
that's funny. We're probably going to all get a letter in the mail after this episode. You are subject to report to the EU for trial.
They probably tried tricking people into thinking it's fake vacations that they won.
And
that would be smart.
They do it for things like hate speech and everything, so we can officially say we hate their regulations.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we get a free cruise in the EU. We're like, what?
Hey, yeah, that's how they do it. Instead of sending you an official letter, they just send you a thing going, "You want a free cruise, whatever."
Yeah.
So if we get that in the mail,
it's
all fake.
Watch us for real get a real legit thing, and we're
like, I did, I would frame it.
Yeah. Did you know there's a company who proposed an idea to build a train tunnel or a
under the ocean,
under the ocean that would take you from New York to London in just a few hours.
Whoa.
And it was they estimated a budget of $200 billion. And then the reason I knew about it is because Elon reposted it and said the Boeing company could do it for a fraction of that.
That's a massive project, and that is massive upkeep.
And the render was this big glass tunnel.
You get to see out?
You could see out.
Oh, that's even worse.
And then you were just shooting through under the
ocean.
That's
scary, actually.
Oh, my goodness. It would be cool, though.
It'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be scary.
Why would it be scary?
Well, trains and the subway are already scary.
Oh, you mean if you get robbed or mugged or something?
No.
What do you mean?
You know how in Red Dead Redemption...
derailment sometimes.
You know how in
subways, if you have that's going to have to be some tough glass.
You know how in Red Dead Redemption 2...
Derailment
you can rob trains?
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite strategies is you get a train, you hop on the train, you take out the conductor, and then you take the train over the big gorge, where it's on a big bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then you perform the robbery so that if the cops come, they can't really get to you.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, think if that would happen in the subway under the water.
Oh, yeah. No one can get to you. Well, you also only have 2 points to escape, too, so.
Well, yeah, that's true, I guess.
Well, no, then you just hold hostages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Dead it's so realistic, but yet it don't make sense. If you rob a train out in the open, the bounty hunters start shooting at you, and they actually shoot hostages if you're standing in the way.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, but you want to hear another fun fact about Red Dead Redemption 2? So for most of the names in the game of companies back in the day or or towns or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They used aliases. So they didn't use the real names.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one thing in the game where they kept the real name, and that's the Pinkerton Detective Agency. That was a real detective agency, a third-party detective agency back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they kept that name in the game. And apparently there's still a thing to this day.
No.
Or something, or the rights are owned by someone. And they were trying to sue Rockstar when the game first came out because they're like, you're painting us in a bad light and whatever.
Oh, yeah, because those are the guys that were weren't those the guys that were after the gang for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they couldn't catch them.
In the game, they couldn't catch them.
Yeah. They were bad at their job.
Mm-hmm.
That no wonder they're like this is our job.
One scene in the game on one of the story mode on one of the story challenges, the main character Arthur is taking a little kid fishing.
Mm-hmm.
He's the son of one of the people in the gang.
Yeah.
And then 2 agents of the Pinkerton Detective Agency ride up, and they basically are telling him, hey, you could give us Dutch, the main guy, and then we'll give you your freedom. And then they go to walk away to their horses, and the one guy says to the little kid, he goes, enjoy your fishing, kid, while you still can.
Yeah, I know. And it's just a little kid.
The kid's like, what did I do?
All right, so that's pretty much Andrew Tate running for UK Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go over why it's important to track numbers and stats in a business.
Important.
So you can see the growth and negative and positive impacts.
Right. This also ties into our other thing we're going to talk about, our new ad strategy. We're doing that guy's new ad strategy.
Yeah.
Where they brought in 30 new clients in 30 days, running this one type of ad, and then we basically reverse engineered his numbers, so like what he was paying on ads, how many leads he needed through the door to convert those 30 into clients, and then we had all those stats. So then when we did the same ad strategy, which we just started last week, we can then look at our numbers, and if they're not matching up, then we know we just have to fix certain things here and there to get our numbers aligning with his numbers. And then, if you're not tracking the numbers, you're just flying in the dark, and you don't know if it's working or if it's not working.
And then when it does work, you're like, wow, it worked. And then you don't know why.
Yeah, so we figured out he ran around $1,500 worth of ads in a month. It brought in 912 leads.
Yeah.
And then he converted those. Out of those, he converted 30 into clients.
Yeah, 30.
So it was about...
The percentage was like...
It was like 3%.
3.
Yeah.
So close to that.
So we basically dialed it down that if we wanted to get 3 clients from the ads, we would have needed like 90 or 100 some leads to come through the door. And then we basically did the numbers on how much out of the 1,500, how much he was spending per lead. And then now we know if our numbers aren't aligning to those numbers, then we can fix it. Now, you're obviously going to have discrepancy in numbers because we're in a different industry.
Oh, yeah.
And ad costs can fluctuate and things like
Our
that.
Our product's also different than his. And
No, it's the same. Mostly. It was an SEO agency.
Kinda, yeah, but his product was like...
So it was an
it was a lot. It was only like one thing, and it was a little cheaper.
It was an SEO agency, and they were trying to get plumbers.
Yes.
Oh,
we offer SEO, and right now we're targeting roofers.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the exact same, just a slight difference.
We're building the house.
Huh?
We just need the framers and the electricians, and we got a whole house.
What's that have to do with the numbers?
Our numbers are building the house.
It doesn't.
I think...
Well, even just tracking numbers on YouTube videos and stuff, because we had one video that got like 0 views, and we posted it at a certain time of day, and then we posted like 5 or 6 of our other videos were posted all like around lunchtime in the morning, and they all popped off. And if we weren't tracking numbers or times, we wouldn't know why.
And then the very next video...
I actually didn't know why for a little bit, so I started looking at the numbers.
The very next video after that was posted one again, like in the morning.
Yeah, it was like around 11:30, 12 o'clock.
And then that one popped off again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that one helped boost the one that didn't perform.
Yeah. And then the other one started slowly taking off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
But shorts are kind of weird. For some reason, the algorithm seems to let shorts get up to 500 views.
And then it just kind of like mellows off.
So like bitrate shorts, from the very beginning you post them, and they would get upwards of like 500 views. Then for the Groff Show YouTube channel, we posted a short, its first short the other day. First short got a little bit over the 500 views.
Yeah.
So that's like 2 separate channels, 2 separate pieces of content. Like they weren't even related pieces of content.
No, they're completely different.
And they're getting upwards of 500 views, but then they cap out there.
All it takes is one of our videos to hit like the popularity pool, and hit over 1 million views, and then we get eyeballs, and then that'll make all our videos like have more of an average of like a higher view, and it'll be like more generic rather than this set 500 views.
But I think I found out something with shorts. So Bitrate and the Groff Show are 2 channels that we have that aren't monetized. They're not a part of the YouTube monetization program.
If once we do that,
oh, listen, they get up to 500 views easy.
Yeah.
Fitter Media's channel is monetized.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We posted a short on that channel the other day, 2 days ago, and that one didn't go nowhere. It hardly has any views.
Yeah.
And I think it's because if your channel's monetized, they push the shorts a lot less, unless it's like a really good short, because you will get paid on views.
Oh, so they
yes and no, but how many videos have you posted before then, and how often were they? Because if you just post one short randomly, and it's been like weeks in between.
Well, yeah, the last video was
days.
A while ago.
Even if it's just days.
The last video was a while ago.
Yeah.
But these are other 2 new channels or channels that were new. They didn't have any videos.
That's the other thing. New channels have the benefit of lots of views because YouTube's trying to get eyeballs to it to see if this channel is actually legit and if people like it. So since we're posting every day,
but I'm
going to
test it, and the next short I post for Fitter Media, I'm going to maybe try to turn monetization off.
Yeah.
And then if that one also pops up to close to 500 views and then stops, that could mean that that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or since Bitrate and the Groff Show are getting about the same amount of views and they're both new, we should do one monetized and one not.
Well, they're not monetized yet.
Yeah, no, we should start monetizing the one channel.
Yeah. No, we haven't hit the requirements yet.
Yeah, but we're getting close for Bitrate.
Yeah, we're getting like...
No, not really. Bitrate has to hit 500 subscribers in order to be eligible.
Wait, how many do we have again?
Yeah, but that's the only thing left we have to hit, right?
You have to hit 500 subscribers, and then I think that's it.
No.
That unlocks like super chat, super stickers, memberships.
Don't you need so many
Then if you want ad money, if you want ad sharing, where you get paid on ads, then you have to get to 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time, or like 10 million shorts views.
That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking of that one. I didn't know about the new one because the other one's new, right? With the 500 subscribers. Mm-hmm. That one's new.
That's new in like the last few years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram's in another entire beast. Like that one will have short, like reels pop off, and then we'll have reels that won't, and we're posting the same videos.
Oh, yeah, about Instagram and Meta in general. Mark Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah.
And they're firing all their fact checkers. So you know how in like 2020, if you like posted anything, it didn't even have to be about COVID. It could have been about anything.
Yeah.
Then it would get like marked as like this is misinformation or this isn't true or whatever.
Yeah. I haven't had any of that happen to me, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, it was happening to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's because they were
I've heard of it
having third-party fact checkers fact check things.
And it was up to them whether it was right or not.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like not free speech.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing about that is I know you delegate things in a business, but Mark Zuckerberg says he wasn't in those meetings. So in the interview, he kind of distanced himself that it wasn't like his decision. I mean, it was, but
if he owns the
but if something that big and that at scale where they're monitoring speech, he said 3 billion people use their services daily, daily.
Yeah.
And that's their services like Facebook, Instagram, ads.
Yeah.
3 billion people use it daily. So if you're monitoring 3 billion people's not search, speech.
Oh.
Then he should know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, he owns the company. He should know exactly what's happening.
Yeah. Well,
you don't have that excuse. It wasn't aware.
They'd probably have different levels of people that they target. And then, like, they'd have, like, a massive pool of people that they wouldn't really target because they weren't as popular.
No, they weren't doing it manually.
How were they doing
it? They had, like, systems in place that would do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
So if you do it manually, then you can do it like a lot more effective.
Yeah.
Even though they probably shouldn't do it much at all.
Yeah.
They had systems do it, which that then opens the doors for even more errors, flagging everybody for everything.
Yeah.
You know what they're switching to?
What?
Do I want to know?
They're switching their moderation to something similar to X's community notes.
Oh, I did hear about
where the
that.
community moderates the community.
I did hear about that.
But
that was that surprised me. It's like what's hidden though.
Yeah, but community
Because
notes
are
on
they
X
really?
is starting to encounter a big issue.
What?
That's why they want to do it. There's an issue.
No, here's the issue. People are getting community notes through that aren't fact checking. They're giving opinions. And community notes aren't supposed to give opinions. They're supposed to fact check.
Yeah.
So if someone says the United States was founded in this date, a community note would pop up if it was wrong.
Yeah.
A community note would pop up and say, this is wrong. The United States was actually founded this date. And then here are links to prove that this is legit.
Yeah.
This one guy, Patrick Bet David, that hosts the PBD podcast, and he does the Vault conference in Miami. He did a tweet, and a community note popped up on his tweet basically saying his one company was him running a multi-level marketing scam, and there was like no proof in the community note or something.
Oh my goodness.
And it was an opinion. The community note basically said some people think. And you know how these are getting through? There's entire Reddit communities and communities online where someone will post and say, all right, everybody, we're launching this community note on this tweet. Everyone go and mark it as confirmed or whatever. And then that gets through because these mass communities are targeting specific tweets and then making
they don't even
notes
care what it is. They're just targeting it because they don't like the person.
or something, yeah. And then they can get community notes approved.
Dude.
Yeah. Oh, that's bad.
And it's a really simple algorithm. A community note will get surfaced, like will get approved, if most of the people that responded yes to it, that this is accurate, were people that historically have responded no to other community notes. So
That don't make sense.
well, that's how the algorithm
The
works.
math don't play out now.
That's how say like it's like this, because there's a ton of trash community notes. I'm approved to be a member. Like I can see submitted community notes on certain tweets.
Yeah.
If you go through there, the community notes are awful. Some people are just writing anything. They're like bashing the person, and they're really low quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go in there and you're marking no to all of these. So when you mark yes on one, it means, this is actually a good one.
Oh, I see.
So they basically have to go to these big communities and say, this tweet, we want to get this community note approved. If you, I don't know how they do it, but like if you have just recently marked no on some community notes, go mark yes on this one. No. And then that shows the algorithm that, this is a good one, and then it makes it go
I wonder
live.
when they're trying to boost one, how many other ones they're taking away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, no.
So like if you're going yes on every single one, then that shows the algorithm that you're not really critically thinking about it. You're just going yes on every one.
You're a yes person. You ever hear that? The yes person?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's
the yes man.
Yeah, there was this one guy I know. He got a tattoo, his first ever tattoo. And his idea was that when people ask him something, he wants to say yes. Like he wants to help. So he's like, what should I get a tattoo of? So he's like, I'll put yes on my arm. And then it wasn't until the day after he got the tattoo. It was still all fresh and everything. We're in the car driving, and we're like, yes. But that's like the yes man, like meme or whatever. And he's like, oh no. And now he has it tattooed on his arm as the yes man.
That's awful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
He's now forever the yes man.
Yeah, forever.
You could just add to it and change it.
Well, that's like a terrible tattoo to get, and that's a terrible mentality to have.
It
you don't want to say
mentality. No,
you don't want to say yes to everybody. People actually respect you more when you say no.
Yeah, you say no, and then when you actually say yes, now it means something.
Yeah, because if you're saying yes to everyone, it doesn't really mean anything.
No.
And two, if you're saying yes to everyone, your time is going to get spread real thin. Now you're trying to help everyone with everything.
Yeah.
Now you're not helping anybody, because when you do help people, now you're not helping them with 100% of your whatever you got.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we pretty much talked about numbers. We talked a little bit about social too. That kind of gets us into our last thing. Our content strategy for 2025. And this will be beneficial in case anyone watching is trying to create content for their company.
Yeah.
Content.
So we basically started with just shorts and reels for bitrate.
You get the most views.
And
that's what you need is eyeballs, and it's free.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's real easy to do. Shorts. All we do when we plan our content, we just list out
things to
topic
talk about.
ideas.
Yeah.
You actually most often create the content ideas. So, like, how do you do that?
You're the behind the scenes man.
I type in like a subject, like
Type it in where?
yeah. So like I think of something like how to boost marketing or something like that, just something random like that, and then I'll type that into YouTube and it'll bring up all those videos. And I copy all of those videos and then paste it into ChatGPT with a prompt to give me then ideas based off of all those videos and ideas, and then to like one small list.
Pretty nifty.
And then that would just give us a whole brain dump of ideas, and then we can just pick off the list of ideas that we just want to talk about.
That's what we do. We just pick off the list, and then you literally just hold up a camera, or someone can use their phone.
Yep.
And you just film the video, and it's like shorts. I was going to say it should be less than a minute. They're not like 5 minutes. But
way too long.
Not
And
we always keep them less than a minute because Instagram is still a minute, or at least they were. I think
they're a minute and 20, I think, now.
No, now they went to a 20.
I think so.
Well, that means no one is 60 seconds anymore because
It's either-
TikTok is now like 10 minutes.
It's either a minute and 20. A reel is either a minute and 20 or 120 seconds. I have 120 in my head for some reason.
Wait, that's not a short.
Yeah, it's 120.
Wait, you can post a 10-minute video and still call it a short.
TikTok, you can post like 10-minute videos now.
But
that's stupid.
And you can make image posts.
What? What do you mean?
Okay, no.
Like
A reel can be
Instagram.
90 seconds.
That's a minute 20.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, they're very short, and you just quickly record them. And then that's what you do. We just bulk record them every like Friday.
Oh yeah.
And we can get like 8 done in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't take very long.
Yeah.
Cody Jefferson, he'll sit down and he'll like bulk record like 50.
Yeah. And now you got like a month.
I got them for a month.
Or like even if you would like post like way more, you still got it for a couple weeks of like content in just one day.
So we started with shorts.
Don't post your stuff on those platforms that like will auto post your stuff. Like where you like.
Oh yeah, that's
what's it
another
called?
good point.
You schedule it out. Those scheduling apps that messes up your views and your eyeballs like crazy.
Why?
The what's the word?
Algorithm.
The algorithm hates it. For
One,
some
the algorithm hates it.
reason, it can detect it that it's not user posting.
One, the algorithm hates it, but also you're not optimizing it for that specific platform.
No.
So, for example, on Instagram, you put in the hashtags in the description.
Yeah.
On YouTube, you don't put the hashtags in the description.
Where do you put them?
YouTube has a specific hashtag box.
Okay, yeah.
And the
Which is
user
much
doesn't
nicer.
see the hashtags.
Which is much nicer.
All it is to show YouTube what the video is about.
Yeah.
Now, granted, maybe there's an app out there that can do that, but yet these apps can still tell that it's not a user inputting these videos, so it thinks it's just someone like dumping in box like a bunch of stuff, and it don't like it. It wants people to be on the platform.
All successful creators who are getting good views, they're creating good content, them or their team, they're all posting it manually on all platforms. It's only the people like little businesses and little people here or there who aren't getting many views and they don't have large social medias. Those are the ones using it.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the only people using it.
Plus, if like someone doesn't have time to do it all manually, all you have to do is hire an EA, like a VA, a virtual assistant, who will do it for like $3 an hour.
They're literally like, it's almost free labor, but it's not even labor on their part. So it's just like there.
And then so we started with the shorts. Now we're gonna start. here shortly doing longer YouTube tutorial videos.
Yes.
Because those will build a channel really good.
Oh, yeah. Longer videos.
Because like right now,
That's how you
bitrate
gain a community.
bitrate is getting views,
but
it's not getting subscribers.
Yeah.
People don't subscribe based off of shorts.
I don't remember.
They see the shorts. They go to the channel. They see the YouTube videos. Then they
the
subscribe.
shorts are basically the appetizer for
Right.
the
It's
video.
kind of like a funnel.
This is how it
Yeah.
works. So like I don't ever remember subscribing to somebody on YouTube after seeing a short.
Mm-hmm.
People go in that shorts tab and they're just swiping. They watch it and then they swipe. Then they watch it and then they swipe.
Yeah.
Versus like a longer video, so like a tutorial video,
Mm-hmm.
like how to get my roofing company's website to the top page of Google. If you do a full tutorial video on how to do that, they're actually going to YouTube and searching for how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you supply them with good feedback, then they're like, "Oh, I need more of this," and then they subscribe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We should actually start creating content on how to rank YouTube videos because that's just another method for SEO.
Yeah.
And it's
It
actually
is.
much easier to rank a YouTube video than anything else on Google, even
Yeah.
articles.
We used to rank a YouTube video.
Yeah, they're very easy to rank.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So.
Even though we're really good at ranking articles. Did you know one of our clients' articles?
We're so good.
We got
at
it ranking. We got it winning the snippet,
Yeah.
which is when you search on something and you see that little
Yeah.
snippet up
Mhm.
top. That's like the best spot because not only are you number one,
You're number
Yeah.
one.
you're like taking up the most real estate on the page.
Oh, yeah.
and everybody
we
reads
got
the
them
snippet.
ranking that to that spot in 2 days,
I know.
when usually it could take upwards of a month.
That must be some type of record.
Yep.
Wonder what the fastest.
I couldn't believe it. I was
is.
doing research to see where their articles were.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't find it because you weren't expecting it to
No,
be at the top. You
because
just
on
go
Google
right
search
past.
results, it will say when the article is created. So when you like Google something and you
Yeah.
go down,
Oh,
right
yeah.
beside the link for every option,
Mhm.
it'll say like January 10, 2025.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
Theirs, the reason it looked so weird and I had to like take a double take at it is because theirs said 2 days ago.
And it's right up
it
at the
didn't even
top.
say the long date.
Yeah, theirs was the only one on the page that said like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Because we
That's
immediately we
crazy.
posted it and then 2 days later it shot to the top of Google.
Wait,
That
that's
is
when you
good.
went and searched it. Did you search it like a day after?
Like 2 days later, after we published it.
What if it was already ranked like a day later?
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah.
Wait, we can see that, can't we? We have the analytics to see that. When
We
it
might
was
be able
ranking.
to.
We need to go back and see when it actually was.
Yeah.
That was their
That's
like
what's good about
What
it.
if it was like just like a day later?
that was like their 3,000 word article.
Oh, yeah.
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 So it was like very
There's more
helpful.
words.
Mm-hmm.
There was more words to rank.
It was I think so the actually I think the article was how long do roofs last in Utah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was the article, which is if you think about it, is pretty competitive.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
like a general
That's-
term
that's
people are
good.
searching for.
Pretty broad.
The more general and broad the term, the harder it is to compete because more people are competing for
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So that's why usually you do very niche questions targeting a very specific thing
Yeah.
because those are easier to rank because not as many people are creating content.
Mm-hmm.
But this is why keyword research matters and why it's a good idea to hire an SEO company.
Yeah.
Is we did keyword research and we found out that sometimes you find a unicorn and we found out that for that specific keyword phrase,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not many people were creating content on it because
It
there
was such a good phrase.
there was like forums on the first page,
Yeah.
like Reddit and Quora, and if those are on the first page, that means Google's having a hard time finding content, so they
Yeah.
pull it from forums.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we just gotta put something.
And forums
here.
are never helpful.
I mean, they kind of are.
I've been on so many forums and I'm like, this is just a waste of time.
Well, look, they are kind of helpful because you've always resort to them at the last thing.
No, I never found the answer.
So we're doing the tutorial videos, and then we're also doing this podcast as a part of it, even though it's kind of separate from bitrate.
Yeah.
Kinda.
What?
Even though we talk about
But the
bitrate quite a bit.
podcast is like a long play. Like this will be here for like years.
Oh yeah.
And we're right now it's just us on the podcast, but we're doing that just kind of get warmed up and get the feel of things.
Yeah.
We're gonna then start getting guests on the show, and pretty much every episode will be with a guest.
Oh yeah.
That's what the goal is.
Well, that's like more what podcasts are going towards, is ones with guests. Because, like, they want to almost see interviews more than just somebody talking.
There's a podcast I listen to, the PBD podcast.
Yeah.
They do like 3-4 episodes a week. It's almost daily.
Whoa.
It's like their job.
That is a job.
Their main episodes, it's called The Home Team, which is just them. Like, us here talking. It's just them, and there's usually 4 of them.
Oh, yeah.
And then about like once a week, they'll have a guest on.
Yeah.
And then usually it will only be PBD and the guest.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's something that one of his guys know, then one or two of those 4 guys will be on the show with him.
Well, if you're posting like 4 times a week, you can almost like do whatever you want then. Like, have people on or not.
One of the guys on his panel, on his show, his name's Vincent Oshana.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he has himself branded as? He's called the Angry Patriot. Because he's a patriot. He's all about America and everything.
Yep.
And he gets angry.
Oh, no.
Like if he sees like a news company doing something that's like anti-America or something, he'll go on a 3-minute rant, almost screaming, and he's like his face gets all red. You see veins popping in his neck. He's like the Angry Patriot.
Come on.
Oh man, he should just then. Is he bald?
No.
Because it seems like a lot of angry people are usually
that
bald.
video I showed you, Harrison. That video I showed you of the fake news reporter getting kidnapped.
Oh yeah,
that was him.
The guy that gets mad.
Yeah.
Oh.
I gotta see that video.
He looks
pretty funny.
Some people just look like they could get mad, and he looks like one of those people, like where you're like, yo, yeah, he gets mad a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people have that look.
Well, yeah, because they're so busy having a mad face, their face just kind of forms to that look.
They've had it so often, it's just kind of molded into that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're lining up guests for the show. The first one is going to be like February 15. At least that's when we're recording it. We're not sure when it's going to drop.
Yep.
But there was a video that I sent you to, like 20 rules to follow when starting a podcast.
I haven't watched it
in the first part of the video, he runs over the numbers of podcasting. The top 10 podcasts get the most views. And then it goes all the way down to where like the bottom 1% of podcasts, which is like the majority. It's like a few hundred, like a few million or something.
That's a lot.
They share the bottom 1% of listeners.
What?
Oh my goodness.
And the stats actually show that the number of podcast listeners have actually declined.
Because there's nothing to listen to.
It spiked in 2020 when lockdown happened and everyone was in their homes.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, it's been slowly declining.
Yeah, but I think it's on the up. It's going up again.
It's kind of on the up.
It's kind of like leveling out, I think, right now.
Which is why there's people with podcasts that all they do is they film a podcast, post the full episode to YouTube, and then post it to like Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and then they just stop. The real way to grow a podcast is then you make clips out of it and you post those online, and that pulls people in. Well, that's like our next phase of what we're going to start doing with this podcast.
Well, yeah, because like you're creating so much content, then you just keep it at one spot when you could like spread it out.
That's what that guy didn't cover in that video.
Yeah.
That he should have. He never said that podcasts are a way to just create good content in general, that you can post as reels and shorts and all of that. Because that might not get podcast listeners, but it will get viewers, and that further extends your brand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much for today's episode.
Wait, do you see that very much? Like people making shorts off of podcasts?
Yeah.
Oh, all the time.
It's all the time.
I just don't see it then.
Yeah, you're too busy watching Ryan HD.
No, that's you.
I actually followed.
Cameron, you're the only one
I subscribed to him based off of a short.
You're the only one who watches Ryan HD, and then you accuse everyone else as we're the ones who watch Ryan HD.
Actually, no, I found out that one of my coworkers actually follow Ryan HD as well.
Oh, what?
Yeah, now you probably accuse them as the ones who's watching Ryan HD.
I can only imagine.
They're a legend now.
I can only imagine what goes on in them offices. It says, time to go to work, and they'll sit down. All right, let's watch it now.
No.
You see this latest episode? Oh, yeah.
So just like in other episodes. If you have someone you want to see on the show, let us know. And also, we haven't done this before, but if you do want to check out Bitrate and the services that we do offer, you can go to bitrate.io.